Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for being here. If you're new to my channel, you're very much welcome. Please click that subscribe button and your notification bell on so that you don't miss any of our tutorials. So guys, I want to share with you how I made this cape top. It's actually a crop top, or you can call it a kimono top. You can wear this with trousers, sleeveless dresses, and as you can see, it's a reversible one. That means you can wear it from both sides of the garment. So the pattern for this top is actually cut all in one. As you can see, it is an all-in-one. It's a cut together pattern. I'm so excited to share with you guys how this came to be. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please make sure you click the subscribe button below. And then thank you guys for your support so far. I really appreciate. And as you can see, this top, you can wear it with brooch, you can wear it without brooch, you can wear it with accessories, you can wear it anyhow you wish to wear it. And without further ado, let's go over to tutorial proper. Thank you. So for this project, I'll be using my basic bodice pattern for it, and I've laid it out here for explanation. And as you can see, this is the back and front. So here, as you can see here, this is about 17 inches long, and this consists of all the allowances I'll be needing here. And as you can see, there's no seam allowance here. Also at the center back and center front, as you can see, no button or zip allowance on either of them. And as you can see, the dart also is still on the pattern, and this will help create more volume for your cape. So I intentionally left it like that. Then for the neckline, I'll be leaving an instruction on the screen for the measurements I use for it, but note that you can always change the measurement to achieve any desired fitting. Once you get any of your comfortable functional basic bodice pattern, we go over to the next level. So here I'll be using the 2 years fabric, and I folded it into two, and as you can see, this is the closed area right here, while this is the open areas. Okay, so here in the front, as you can see, I folded this into two. All right, and then if you can see here, I marked out an indication line here, and I'll be explaining why this line is right there. Okay, so from this top to this place, you're going to measure in 13 inches on both sides of this point. So as I mentioned earlier on, I measured 13 inches from this point right here to the blue mark you can see right there, and from this point also down here is equally 13 inches. Now I'm going to be laying my pattern for the front and back piece on each of these indication points, and I'm going to be explaining further. So as you can see, I've already laid in my pattern right there. At this point lays my front basic bodice, and this extra allowance I left here is for sewing the interface later on. It serves as a seam allowance for the front piece, so you can leave about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch right here. This is where the back bodice is laying right after the blue marks I've marked here. So that is where I laid off my patterns. For the shoulder on this basic bodice, also note that it is about 1/2 inch less than the normal shoulder for fixing sleeves. This is because it's going to have a pleat around the shoulder area, and I want the pleats to sit on the shoulder areas and not fall off. So here, this allowance I'm leaving in between this pattern will help us find allowance. The materials will be gathering around the shoulders. So from here to this point, I want you to make a connection line in between both of them. So now as you can see it, this is the line I've made to connect both tips of the basic bodice together. Now I want you to find the middle point of this line. You can see here, this is the midpoint of this line, measuring from this point to this point. Now I need you to measure from this area. You're going to measure 1 inch on this middle point right here. So right here, as you can see it, I've marked 1 inch upward like this. Now the next thing you have to do is to measure from this shoulder line 3 inches down, and the same on this part. So you're going to be measuring 3 inches from this point downward, and you mark. And at the back pattern, you're measuring the same 3 inches and mark. So guys, as you can see right there, I've measured down my 3 inches right here, as you can see it. So the next thing you have to do is to connect from this point to this 1 inch, and from that point to this point also. So you're measuring from the 3 inches you marked from here upward to the 1 inch and to the 3 inches there. So now, after doing this, the next thing we are going to do now is to mark in the sleeve length. Now to complete this pattern, we are going to be marking in the sleeve. So as you can see here, I've placed my tape at the tip of this fabric to the side seam of my front bodice, and I'm just going to take the same measurement all through to the tip of the side seam of the back bodice, creating something like a cone shape around it. Choose to extend the same measurement to the center front and to the center back of your bodice. So guys, this is what it looks like after I connected the side seam of the front bodice to the side seam of the back bodice to create the sleeve area. And as I mentioned before, you can always extend this measurement all the way to the center front or the center back, or you can even choose to elongate one part and leave the other shorter to create a high-low effect. So whatever you choose to do with this pattern is highly up to you. Okay, you can always modify each and every measurements I've used here to create a different kind of drama or to achieve a different kind of test depending on what you want to achieve. Alteration is highly possible, and it can even turn out to be better. So I'm just going to cut this out and show you what it looks like. So this is what my pattern looks like after cutting it out. As you can see here, I've cut this out already, and the next thing I'm going to do is to place this particular piece I've cut out right here on top of another fabric, and I'm going to be cutting exactly the same thing out, and this is it. So after I've cut this out, this is what it looks like. That means the 2 pieces I needed for this project is ready. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to open this up and show you how to put the pieces together. So here, as you can see, the next thing you're going to do is to notch these areas that I'm indicating right now, the middle point of the sleeve at the shoulder area. And if you can as well, find the midpoint at this point and notch it. It will help you when putting the pieces together, when sewing on both pieces together. So after doing that, the next thing you have to do is to put it together like a normal top would be. And this is it, both the front and back side. And I've laid it wrong side to each other. The next thing I'm going to do now is to stitch the shoulder together, and then I'll show you what next to do. Stitching the shoulder of the front and back piece together. The next thing you are going to do right now, as you can see here at this midpoint, is to pin this notch area at the midpoint of the sleeve cap to this point of the shoulder blade. You're going to be pinning it together at the wrong side of the fabric, as you can see here. So as you see, the next thing you're going to do is to gather this extra area into the shoulder line on the front and at the back piece, and you're going to be doing the same for the interface as well. So after I've stitched the gathers around the shoulder area, this is what I have here, and I'm going to use the interlock machine to knitting this area up, and I'm going to do exactly the same for the other fabric. And as you can see here, I've done it already, and you're going to lay it flat like this, and this is the right side of one of my fabrics. I'm going to be laying on top of it the other side, the other fabric, and this is right side to right side together. First of all, I'm going to stitch the neck together. Then from this point of the center front, I'm going to be stitching all around, and then as soon as I get to this point, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to leave these areas open. And this area I'm leaving open will help us to turn this inside out. And as you can see right here, after stitching it, I notch all around this, especially at the neckline areas, to ease turning inside out easy. And from this opening, I'm going to be turning this inside out. So as you can see right now, from this opening I left at the center front side, I'm going to return my crop top, my cape top, inside out, and I'm going to show you how to close the opening. So as you can see right now, I've plaited in about 1/2 inch into this area, okay, and I'm going to use my pin to hold it down. As you can see, I've laid it down with a pin, and then I'm going to show you what next to do. So here at this pin area, I'm going to start from here to stitch all the way from this point all around the neck and to the other side. You can also choose to top stitch the whole size of your cape top. And your work is ready. Make sure you iron everything out neatly and everything is ready. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your comment on the comment section below. I enjoy reading each and every one of your comments, and I appreciate all your support so far. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to see you in my next tutorial. See ya. Bye.